Our planet is drowning in a sea of discarded electronics. Every year, we generate millions of tons of e-waste, from smartphones and laptops to refrigerators and televisions. This e-waste represents a serious and growing threat to our environment and our health. Imagine a mountain of discarded gadgets stretching as far as the eye can see. The lifespan of our electronics is shrinking, with many devices becoming obsolete within a few short years. Much of this waste ends up in landfills, where toxic materials can leach into the soil and water, poisoning the environment. The problem is particularly acute in developing countries, where e-waste is often dumped illegally, with little regard for the health of local communities. Our planet is at a tipping point, and we must act now to stem the tide of e-waste before it's too late. E-waste is not just unsightly, it's downright dangerous. Discarded electronics contain hazardous materials, including lead, mercury, and cadmium. When these substances end up in landfills, they contaminate the soil and water, poisoning the environment and threatening human health. Lead, a potent neurotoxin, can leach from discarded batteries and computer monitors, causing developmental problems in children. Mercury, found in older thermometers and fluorescent lights, can damage the nervous system and impair cognitive function. Cadmium, a carcinogen, is present in rechargeable batteries and can contaminate crops and water sources. We must act urgently to prevent further contamination and protect the health of our planet and its inhabitants. The toxic legacy of e-waste extends far beyond the environment, impacting millions of lives worldwide. In developing countries, families, including children, scavenge e-waste, extracting valuable metals using dangerous methods. Exposure to toxic substances leads to health problems. We must find sustainable solutions for managing e-waste. Our insatiable appetite for the latest and greatest gadgets is fueling the e-waste crisis. We live in a culture of constant upgrades, where devices are designed to become obsolete within a few short years, encouraging us to discard perfectly functional electronics in favor of newer, shinier models. Manufacturers have a responsibility to design products with longer lifespans using modular designs that allow for easy repairs and upgrades. Consumers, too, must break free from the code of the upgrade, resisting the urge to replace devices that are still perfectly functional. By holding on to our devices for longer, repairing them when necessary, and buying refurbished electronics, we can significantly reduce the amount of e-waste we generate. We must challenge the prevailing consumer culture that prioritizes novelty over sustainability. We must demand better from manufacturers and empower consumers to make more responsible choices. Amidst the grim reality of the e-waste crisis, there is a glimmer of hope. Recycling offers a viable solution, allowing us to transform electronic trash into valuable resources while mitigating the environmental and health hazards associated with improper disposal. E-waste contains valuable metals, including gold, silver, copper, and platinum, that can be recovered and reused in new products. By recycling our electronics, we can conserve natural resources, reduce the need for mining, and minimize the amount of waste that ends up in landfills. We need to create a circular economy for electronics, where devices are designed for disassembly and reuse, and where materials are kept in circulation for as long as possible. By embracing circularity, we can turn the e-waste crisis into an opportunity for economic growth, job creation, and environmental stewardship. The e-waste crisis is a global problem that demands a global solution. We must act now, collectively and decisively, to address this growing threat. Governments must implement stricter regulations and invest in safe recycling infrastructure. Manufacturers must design longer-lasting products with fewer toxic materials. Consumers, too, have a crucial role to play. We must become more conscious consumers and dispose of our electronics responsibly. The time for action is now. Let us rise to the challenge.